Hey, what's up guys, I'm Sami, and in this video we're taking a look at the newest Samsung Galaxy S8 smartphone. I'm gonna break down everything for you guys and see if it's actually worth all of that money, because yeah, it is a high-end flagship, but the price is also extremely high. So to start with, the absolute biggest feature of this phone this year in 2017 is the Quad HD Infinity display, and that's because it completely removes the borders on the sides. It does still have a very small bezel on the top and bottom, but as you can see, this screen pretty much bleeds over the edges like the S7 Edge and S6 Edges of the past, but this time there's no base model which has a flat screen, so no matter which S8 you get, whether it's the S8 or the S8 Plus, which I'll touch on later in this video, you're always going to get an Edge display, which is absolutely great to see. Now, one thing to note here is that there's no more home button, instead it's part of the screen, so it is going to be a bit of a force touch design like Apple. You will be able to press down physically and use it as a home button, which is great to see. And as for the extra screen real estate, this is going to make it much easier to multitask, but more importantly, it also immerses you in the content a lot more. That display is going to look amazing for video consumption and other things like VR, which I'll also touch on later in this video, and it's also got great color reproduction, and in fact it's actually going to be one of the best ever put into a smartphone. So you'll literally be able to watch a TV show or movie exactly how the directors made it in terms of colors and visuals. That's definitely going to show you how this is part of the next gen of displays, and we're already seeing it in other places like with the LG G6, which means this really is the future and everyone is moving towards it. And tied into the next generation of smartphones, it's coming in firmly at the top end of 2017 smartphones because it also has the best performance in class. Across Europe and Asia, we'll be seeing Samsung's own Exynos 8895, which is one of the fastest processors in the world right now for smartphones, and in the US you'll also get the Snapdragon 835, which is still an extremely good processor and currently the best one that Snapdragon makes for mainstream smartphones. That means the smartphone is never gonna lag no matter which one you have. It's gonna keep up with all of your work, all of your gaming, your multitasking, and of course with the new processor comes great battery life management, which is gonna be super useful. It comes in with 3000 mAh, which is a little bit on the lower side, but what we know about Samsung is that they optimize their batteries extremely well, and of course it's going to be very safe this time. They don't want a repeat of what happened with the Note 7, that would just kill the company at this point. I'm also sure that you guys are going to be glad to hear this phone is still IP68 rated, water and dust resistant, so you can use it anywhere without any concerns of water damage or even getting mud on your phone and stuff like that. It's going to be completely fine. You can wash it down, you can even use it in a pool. Of course you shouldn't, but it's fine and you would be able to get away with it perfectly okay with this smartphone. That is going to be absolutely great to see, and I think it's pretty much a standard in this industry, so that's good to see. This year, as you'd expect, the camera is also going to be even better, and it's going to perform amazingly in low light as well as all other environments that they've usually been good at with smartphones. They've also really upped their game in terms of the front-facing camera, but that said, it doesn't seem to have improved that much compared to previous Samsung smartphones, so in terms of being worth the money, I'm not too sure about the camera because it is going to be an improvement, but really not a big deal. So if you're really looking to upgrade your Samsung smartphone just for the camera, I don't think this is going to be worth the price for you. Now, something we've only seen with the Note 7 so far, which was extremely cool, was the iris scanner. So this time we're going to be able to unlock the smartphone with your fingerprint, your iris scanner, and also with face detection system. So that is extremely cool. You get 3 advanced ways to unlock your phone, plus the standard PIN code and password and all that stuff. So this is really advanced security, and it's going to be fast and useful depending on your situation. The fingerprint scanner is now on the back rather than the front, which I'm sure some of you guys will be a little bit upset about, but it's going to be okay. You'll get used to the back fingerprint scanner placement. I've been able to get used to it pretty quickly on other smartphones, so it's not a big deal. But aside from just that, you also get the facial recognition scanner and iris scanner, so those are 2 extra ways to unlock your phone, which might be a little bit faster depending on your situations. It also thankfully comes with a headphone jack, so no need to worry about that if you use it, but that said, I really do think that Bluetooth headphones are the way forward, and if you can pick these up, it only goes for about $20 at the lower end of things. It's definitely well worth it if you've been considering it. Now, an extra interesting feature that Samsung has been trying to do for years but just no one really cared about, it's their Bixby voice recognition system, and this is a little bit like Siri and Google Assistant, but it's a context-based voice recognition system that gives you relevant help depending on what you're doing in an app. So for example, if you're on Google Maps and you want to send your location to someone in your contact list, you just tell Bixby to do exactly that and it will. This isn't something you can do with other voice recognition systems, so this is extremely cool, and it also learns from your patterns legitimately. So for example, if you take an Uber every morning, it will show Uber at the top of your list every morning. That is going to be super useful for some people, but if you don't like the sounds of that, you still get the regular Google Assistant with the Pixel, which is extremely cool, and of course this comes with Android Nougat 7.0, and that is going to be great. Now something I found extremely cool, which really adds value to this price tag, which I'm going to touch on in just a second. The headphones are worth $99, but they come for free with the S8. These aren't those standard headphones you find in lots of other smartphone boxes. This is actually going to be a pretty good pair, and of course this comes in two different versions like I touched on earlier. You get the regular S8 and the S8 Plus, which is 5.8 and 6.2 inches respectively. They're going to be great sizes no matter what you get, and there's basically no difference between the two aside from the screen sizes, and it's also going to be great for VR, so if you're looking to do that, this is a good phone to go for. So at the end of the day, you get a lot of features with the Galaxy S8, and it really shines as a 2017 smartphone setting standards for the industry this year. But as for the price, it's very high at $850 for just the base model, not even the S8 Plus. That said, this is the absolute best in terms of smartphone technology right now, and that means it's gonna come in at a steep price. Now, as I said, personally, I would buy this smartphone, and in fact, I already have, so you guys are gonna be seeing the full review of this smartphone on my channel soon. Make sure to let me know if you want to see that by smashing that like button, and also subscribe if you haven't already, because thumbnails are changing up on my channel, and you probably won't recognize which one is me. But guys, with that, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure to smash that like button. Once again, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'm out. Peace.